Hello, welcome. We're going to talk about Spanish English today, Spanish English accents. This would be Spanish learners moving to learn English and some of the features that they may include and then take from Spanish and put into English. As a disclaimer, I am not a L1 Spanish speaker, so anything that I may say in a slightly different accent, a different way, because I am going from English to Spanish, but I will do my best to be able to show this, and I have example videos that you'll be able to see throughout to understand how these features may be used by actual native speakers. As we start off as well, Spanish is something that is found all over the US. It comes from many different countries and cultures, and it contains so many features that I would not be able to put all of them into one video succinctly. So what I've decided to do is focus on 5 of the most common ones that I've been able to hear and find across all the different variations of Spanish accents that I've been able to see. To start off with, we'll start with this first one, and in fancy terms, it would be a word final consonants. So this would be when the last letter M is then replaced with an N. So going from M to N in the word dream would it then sound like dream. This is something that you may be able to hear as you hear Spanish speakers talk.
I had a dream.
The second one would be vowels. Vowels are particularly difficult for Spanish learners because they have 5 pure vowels rather than English, which has so many. So because of this, they tend to take their pure vowels and then place them in where English would necessarily have different vowels. For this example, book and boot would be the same. For a Spanish English learner, they would go with the boot. So book would then be book because this does not exist in Spanish.
I read a book.
Third, I'd like to talk about these, which are commonly known as consonant clusters. While Spanish does have some, like TR, which are really easy and common in both of the languages, these particular ones, especially starting with an S, are not common in Spanish and create quite a problem for speakers to be able to pronounce, rather because they don't know how to flow into it or start with an S, just a sound, without putting like an before it. So this would be a stop. This can also, because of this added vowel, there can also be a change in the syllable structure, which will then further offset the pronunciation of a word. So the sp, t, st, and sk, I even struggle sometimes, are some of the hardest consonant clusters for them.
You are stupid.
Fourth would be just this replacement of S with Z. So Z does not exist in Spanish. So in words like zoo, for example, would be su, or zebra would be zebra, and that's how you say it in Spanish. So that's why. So this would be that kind of distinction, being able to hear of why they may be speaking with an unvoiced fricative rather than a voiced fricative.
I put the zipper.
Finally, we can talk about this last one. This is one of my favorites. It's the V sound that they use instead of a B or a V. It is in between, symbolized with this IPA symbol, and instead of a V in English, which would be something like very instead of very. This can also just add to the sound of an accent and something to look out for when you're listening for other speakers.
Very good job.